Bonjour Sahnoune, comment ça va?
Bonjour Ali, je vais bien, merci. Et toi?
Just want to say, really looking forward to discussing this topic with you today. And this is my friend Sahnoune from France. And today we're going to talk about the art perfectionism. So, Sahnoune, first introduce yourself a little bit. What do you do?
Yeah, so I'm 24 years old. I'm from France, as she said. So I'm a French native speaker, but I will do my best with English. I'm actually working in the selling industry, commercial industry, so not at all about art, but I always enjoyed art, especially drawing and painting. So that's why I'm here, and I will talk about a bit about my experience about it and my feeling in general about that.
Nice. I'm really curious. What kind of art did you do?
So I mainly draw with like classic pencil, like everyone as a kid. I really loved it since I was really young. So like I guess elementary school, and I continue to draw quite often, like at least every week. I was drawing a bit, every month a bit, like really irregularly, but at least I was keep doing it during throughout the year about my scholarity. So after that, when I was in high school, I was wanting to improve myself about drawing. So I started to look some videos online, and I looked about also my tools, because before I I feel like simple papers and simple pencil was not enough to express what I expressed. Like I didn't have enough colors, I didn't have like enough good materials. So at the same time that I was learning on videos about how to draw more better, I was learning also about what I should use to do different things that I wanted. So I made a choice later, just after high school, to buy a tablet. So to start digital painting. That was the best compromise for me, because I was like a casual painter, draw, and I wanted something that where I can find like any tool that I want, and so I can do anything that I want. So even if I do it like just one time per month or less, I can do it without to have really, really many tools, because tools, I guess it's same in North America, like in Europe and Paris in particular. It's really expensive. I feel like artistic tools in general, if you want to try many different things, many different kind of pencil and stuff, and you don't want to buy everything, even you don't have like the storage. In my situation, I didn't have the storage and the money to storage everything and buy all those tools. So that's why I decided to go on digital painting.
It's very interesting. So you mentioned that you shifted from the like traditional painting only to digital painting. What is the reason of this shift? Is that because you think you feel like more freedom on the digital platform?
Yeah. I feel more free because, like I said, I don't have to buy. If I want to use watercolors, for example, I don't need to buy pencil, water pencil. I don't know how to call it in English, but like watercolor pencils. I already have like any kind of pencil on digital apps. I can use anything. I can even do some things that I can't, like drawing on really, really large canvas. In digital painting, you can do that by just choosing a really large canvas format, and after, if you want to print it, you can print it. So it was more convenient for me to about the materials, and also like it was more easy to, how to say, because I was like still now I'm a casual painter, so the fact to have just a tablet to open it and directly have the pencil and start drawing it, it was like just more simple and more quick for me to start drawing. And yeah, that's the two main reasons. Like, is it facilitated, so make it more simple and fast to draw and start something, and the fact that I have all my tools in one place.
It is interesting because you think that you actually can focus better on a digital platform. Um, but maybe, for some people, they think it's maybe more difficult actually to stay focused on a digital platform because when you have to choose a platform you use to create, is it can also be hard to make a decision because there are just so many softwares out there and each of them can be different. Let's say I had a little bit experience in making music, and just in terms of the platform, I know GarageBand, Logic Pro, BandLab. I actually ended up sticking to BandLab because it was simple, but well, if I want to, upgrade my skill, I need to think about which one to choose. And it is easy to like be triggered a sort of mindset that your current skill is not enough because there are just so many things out there to learn. But I understand that why you think you can be focused, because like if you're gonna buy some paper materials and the color pencils, things like that, there's just a lot of things for you to carry. But if you use a digital platform, you can just maybe, just bring a laptop.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean by being focused?
Uh, like I didn't mean like being focused exactly about like on that way, but I mean being focused on the fact that I have everything in one place. But it's kind of same too, because even if on digital platforms and you have like many logiciels to use, even for digital painting, you have like Photoshop, you can paint on it. You have like, I use Procreate, and there is many others. Even if you want to do animation, there is like many different platforms. But at least I still think it's there is less um, logicials than there is tools like in real tools for traditional drawing and painting. So for me, even if I focus for the moment like just on one application, like it's Procreate that I'm using on iPad, and for me it's like the more I'm already doing way more things than I could do with the furniture that I have now on traditional painting. So just one logiciel is giving me already like so many more options than the traditional painting. So that's why if I want to do more, I can always do more, and downloading many logiciels and learning them for my level. And I think like as a casual for me for the moment it's enough. But yeah, if I want someday to focus more on animation, I will have to learn some other logiciels. But I don't think there is like a big difference than learning a new skill on traditional painting, for example.
You seem to be very dedicated. Were you thinking about making it into a profession, or it's just a hobby for now?
For the moment, it's just a hobby. I was thinking at the moment to make it like more about profession, but I'm really bad about deadlines and all that stuff. I also really take my time when I'm drawing, and I tried to make myself working and drawing. I mean, like if it was a walk, so with deadlines and some specific topic and subjects, like having some exercise, like during the moment when I was learning how to draw better by watching videos and stuff. And I didn't feel that I was enjoying it. So I I was like, I better keep it as a hobby for the moment. And that's like how I feel the best with drawing. When I'm drawing, I want to feel quite good. And I was feeling good with it as a hobby, not as a work. but that can evolve in the future. Like sometimes it's depend also at the level. When you are a beginner, it's hard to have deadlines and have like different subjects because that ask more efforts. But after, when I will be better on it, maybe it will be more easy for me. So it will be easier. So I will find it less tiring for me to make some specific exercise with deadlines.
You must had a lot of passion to stick to it for for such a long time as a hobby. I wonder, were there any barriers that you encountered while you were like doing or pursuing painting?
Mm, I wanted like about art in general. I wanted to say that I will talk about the period when I was trying to learn to be better. So during high school period, approximately, when I started to really trying to implicate myself in drawings, and it's at that time when I learned the most about. I was trying not only to draw, but I learned a bit of anatomy, so I can draw better and more intelligently. And at this moment, I felt that, and I learned also not only from me, it's from some people. I learned that I have to not get too much attached because I'm someone quite perfectionist. So I was getting attached to my drawings and spending really so much time on them when actually it was like entry level drawing. So someone like a professional will do it like way better, way faster. And me at my level, I was taking too much time on some drawings and on some details. So I learned to get some more detached about my creations. So that helped me to focus and have like a more pragmatic point of view on them. Um, Sometimes when you like too much some things, your vision can be troubled by it's valid in any aspect of the life. And it's same about the drawings. When you like too much what you do and your creation is particularly like your drawing, you will tend to your subconscious will hide the bad things about the drawing, so it doesn't help you to see the things that the mistakes that you did because you want to see only the good. So yeah, I tried to not be attached to my drawings, to look at them and be more critic. Like before, I was more looking the good. Now I'm more looking the bad things about my creations that help me to progress. But I still have like this perfectionist traits that keep me attached to them. But I try to be less than before.
I think I was also familiar with that kind of attachment. I used to take photography, ended up taking a lot of them, and find it really hard to clean the memories because you only have that much storage, right? But I just wanted to
Yeah.
keep all of them. I actually didn't know the reason why I was doing something like that. Maybe because I just feel like if I clean it, a memory was just lost. But I wasn't channeling my attention to something like creating new memories and open yourself to new experiences. And I think now I did get better because I did more things than before. And I do realize that, for example, I started to use digital camera to capture, and that quality is definitely better than using a phone. And like somehow the angles that I picked are better than I did in the past. But in the past, I just stick to those things for so long, and it's just something that was hard for me to move on. I don't know if your attachment feels the same.
Yeah, it was quite the same. Like there is some drawings that I wanted to keep, and it was one of the reasons that why I switched to iPad and digital painting because sometimes when I was younger, like I was mad to my mom or my parents because they messed up my drawings when I put them like really cleanly at the place, but then they just don't do enough attention to them because they didn't love them as I was loving them. So I feel after when I switched to digital paintings and I'm learning that, I made a comparison, kind of like Pokemon. For example, anyone know Pokemon? When you get a Pokemon at the first level, and if you are too much attached to it, and you don't let him evolve, it's kind of blocking yourself at the same level. And if you accept to lost his base form and evolve to his new form, it's still quite the same at the end. Like if you forget about your old drawings, or not forgetting, but if you let go your old drawings or old pictures to make new ones better by what you learn from these old ones, it's still kind of the same add-in. Like you have the new form of them, even if the old one goes, it's still kind of the same, just an evolution in the good way. So that's what I'm doing now with the drawings. Like if I can delete the old ones, if I make the new ones better, and if I understand like why my old drawings was bad and now I can correct them, I don't feel the necessity to keep these old ones. I will make new ones kind of better, and when those new ones will be old, I will still look at them, and they will be old because I find the reason why they are not really good, and because I progressed. When I progress, I guess it make a new step, and I think maybe on picture when you switched from phone pictures to like a real camera, you see this difference. So maybe like all that old ones, you learn from them, and now you can make them better with the new camera and other teaching that you got, I guess on your other skills, you can improve those old pictures. So yeah, they are not linked to anything different than just art. So I don't feel now the need to keep the old ones.
I think sometimes we just tend to pay too much attention to the result. It's not always a bad thing because when we spend time on something, we spend the energy, the time, we do expect to get something out of it. But I do think it's important to have or to develop a growth mindset because I think you developing your skills, you gain personal growth in this process of doing this thing is already a kind of result. I mean, you already grow in the process of doing new things. So I think it's important to see what we get from it instead of expecting, this process to just be something and just to have patience because you know that every time you try is going to lead you somewhere. If you're just getting too attached in some ways is actually making you unhappy because you feel like your identity is trapped, and it's actually not very good for mental health as well because people who do art, of course they have passion in it, we do it because we want to do it, but somehow in the process sometimes it's easy to lose yourself and you forget why you were doing it from the beginning, and you started to think, oh, what am I gonna maybe get from it, and I'm not gonna lose it. And when you focus on the expectation and the result too much, like it's easy to develop a kind of perfectionism mindset. You're just thinking like, oh, maybe this is the best thing I could do, or like next time I'm gonna reach the same expectation. You were thinking about the expectation rather than the process of creating. So I was wondering if you feel the same when you get attached to art. Do you feel like it somehow blocked your creative instinct, and what method you use to sort of outgrow from it? Do you just keep doing it, and in some point of your life you suddenly realize it wasn't right and just realize it, or you take some special methods to stop yourself from overthinking?
I didn't take some specific methods, but the fact to looking at it and understand it, it make me see it differently. Like I know art is like I will talk about drawing, but it's valid for any kind of activities actually. But art is one of the things that leave you the more free will because you can do anything. If you want to draw, you can draw anything. And even if you want to draw, for example, a table, you can draw it like in thousands and billions of ways, like with different materials, with different skills. So the fact that you have like so many free wills that lets you so many choices to make, and I guess like making choices, it's always especially if you have a lot, it makes you always kind of overthinking because you have many choices, you have many things to decide, and each decision, like if you decide to use a classic pencil, for example, there will be a repercussion on the results later. Or you, if you change your style and you decide, no, I will not use a classic pencil, but I will use a pen, it will not be the same results too. So every little choice will have a repercussion on the results. So I guess that's one of the reasons why art especially is can make you overthinking. Also, when you are doing art, you try to translate an emotion, you try to translate something on top of just drawing or taking a picture. You can take a picture or draw something that you find pretty, but there is a reason why you find it pretty. You can, and when you are doing it, it's like for pictures or paintings, you want to, when you see the pictures or when you see the paintings, you want to have the same feeling that you got yourself when you saw the things first. And that's what you want to translate. So even if you have like many ways to do the things, you still try to find a way that translate the best what you want. So all these things make you overthinking in general, I guess. One of the things that not I did, but this realization make me change. It's about the process, particularly. For example, when I was practicing to drawing hair, because I was bad for drawing hair in general on people, I, I was trying to draw just hairs, like just eyes, some eyes on just like a blank paper. And then I chose a picture, a portrait of a person, and I will try to draw this person and do a big focus on the specific area that I want to train. So at least like on this way, I will have like a purpose and I will focus on one thing. So that will help me to not overthink on all the rest. And in this way too, it's helped me to progress and not getting attached to the drawings too, because like my goal was just making a good drawing of a person with the hair that looks good, for example. So yeah, that's like I guess the way for me to make it less overthinking. So it's having a goal that teach you something. If you have like, if tomorrow I will have an exercise or an exam or anything and ask me a subject, like a random subject, draw something about life, I give something like an example, like really wide. I will try to draw, for example, a person or nature, like trees or vegetables. I will try to draw them, but when I will draw them, I will be like, okay, I want to be better to do these specific things. And in my drawing, I will focus on these specific things, and at least that will help me to focus on something in the drawing. So don't let myself overthinking about many different things. I will focus on one little things, and after the drawings will come from these little details that I wanted to train, and that give also a satisfaction because you know that you wanted to train that, you did it. If it's the result is not perfect, but at least you feel that you are getting better and you are learning something when you are doing your piece of art, like that can be pictures or drawings or anything.
I really like what you said just now about focusing on at least one thing that you're good at. I also understand that your desire can be a lot when you want to express a lot of things, and especially because you are using your imagination, and your imagination can be about anything, and sometimes it's hard to achieve the thing you imagine when your skill or your technical skill, like just any kind of skill, couldn't reach the point that you successfully make the thing that you imagine in your head. And it could lead to frustration if you don't change your mindset or your perspective. You are constantly progressing, and I guess we just need to remind that we're just still learning, and this time is one step closer to our goal. It is also important to celebrate your achievements throughout the process, just to know that your resources is limited, and your ability is still waiting for grow. I remember that I watched a TED Talk in the past where the speaker said, like, your brain actually reached the maximum creativity when you are with the limited resource. And she intentionally, I guess, not using her phone, maybe for 1 week or something, and just tried to solve the problems on her own, like just using her brain. She was like saying that was really impressive. I mean, like, I do understand, because that thing happened to me when I'm using a software. I always feel like there's this thing that I didn't do in the software, there's that thing, and even if I already made a lot of things, I still feel like not enough. But I do feel my mindset actually changed when I started to do some video editing, and I do focus one thing at a time. Like for example, this time I try not to care about the filter, because I wanted to practice cutting. Like I used to just find random music to cut with the things that I shoot in my phone. I know that the quality of that image is not the best, but I was thinking, image quality is not the only thing about the video, right? I mean, yes, it's important, but it's not the only thing that makes a good video. And so I just focus on cutting it with the music and the pictures that the theme I wanted to convey. And maybe next time I focused on subtitles, because I wanted to let other people understand the lyrics that I sing, something like that. And maybe next time after practicing this little component one step at a time, like in the end I made like maybe a bigger project, and including subtitle, filter, and the cut. So I do think if I focus on everything from the beginning, I might be really discouraged. And just by thinking that I'm not enough, you're not enjoying the process, you're not actually immersing into it, because you're just thinking, this thing I didn't do, that thing I didn't do. Right now I am just using this thing as practices. And I think it really helped. I do just remind myself that I have my own themes to convey, and I practice those things for a reason. Just like sometimes I take a photography. I knew that there are a lot of professional photographers out there using professional cameras, but I was just thinking, yes, I mean, it's nice to have professional camera, but I think sometimes I just want to make things easier, Like when I see this object, I just want to maybe, if you use your phone, you sometimes focus on this thing, this object itself, the angle, and there are a lot of things you focus on. And maybe later when I'm in the mood of using a professional camera, I can then practice the skills with that camera. So just separate them. Not because I don't have the ability to use the professional camera, but because sometimes I do want to connect with, this craft itself. And I mean, after listening that you said this, it just encouraged me a lot. Thanks for saying that.
You're welcome. I feel like you said, it's the quality, for example, like on videos, it's not what will show the, how to say it, like in English. It's not only depending on the quality of the video that the result will be good or bad, like you said. Even I'm just thinking about that, like for some example, there is like some old memes, just like short videos, like for fun, old memes that are still really good now. Even you can watch it. It's the target is to be funny and to be understandable, and they are still understandable and funny. So many people are still using like some old memes from the 90s or even older. So I feel like, yeah, like the quality is not the only way to make something good. It's so focusing on one thing. You was talking about subtitles. If you focus just on subtitles and now you are making videos with good subtitles, it's already better than the old one, at least. So just doing the things step by steps, and after, so these old videos that you didn't done with good subtitles, you can delete them and make new ones with subtitles. And after, when you feel comfortable with subtitles editing, you can add something else again, like just evolving step by step. It's really like, I think, the best way to feel really better, because he was talking about frustration, and like you can feel the same in many activities. We'll take an example of the sports. In sports, when you can see like on internet, like just at the TV, you can see like a professional doing sports, but in caution, I don't know why, like, but when you are young and when you do sports, you don't compare yourself to them. So I guess it's same with when you are an artist, you should not compare yourself to some professionals that are different budget, and like they are not playing in the same field in the sport, and you are not using the same furnitures and cameras when you are doing photography. So you can't compare to them. They are also older than you. They have like more experience, I mean, in the field. So it's really different. When you are doing sports, you compare yourself only to your past self, like how you was 1 year ago, 1 month ago, because it's like the best way to see a good comparison, to having a good comparison. And the only person that you know really well, it's you. So it's the best way, it's to compare to yourself.
You cannot compare yourself while you're in the beginning with someone who is already in their middle way.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that you mentioned like just compare yourself with your personal growth, because that's the thing that you're gonna start with and end with, is like a journey with yourself and your relationship with the art and this craft. Actually, I want to mention like something just in terms of this perfectionism. I did talk about this podcasting with like you and just several friends and also my therapist, and at that time I do talked with her that I had this type of perfectionism. She just said, give yourself a challenge. Just put all yourself, like maybe 80%, 70%, 80% of yourself into this art, and just focus on doing it, and doing it as fast as possible. And then after it, you just move on. Like, because I know that I was really relaxed when talking with Sahnoune in the past. Like, in person, we just chat. I didn't have any pressure. But I did remember that the first time I told him that I'm recording this thing with you, I did feel nervous. And so I was thinking, oh my god, if I feel nervous with Sahnoune, then I really take this thing so seriously. But now I just feel like I need to remind myself that it's just like a normal conversation. We're also learning about ourselves. If this time it doesn't reach 100%, next time we can practice with another topic if you want, of course. So it's not just we need to make, this thing 100%, because podcasting might also be something new to you. I know it's something that I was interested for a while, but it's something new to you. So it's actually good that, you're opening yourself to new experiences. Just think positively. And my therapist also tell me that why I'm saying like do it as fast as possible, because for example, imagine you can use this time to create 3 podcasts, but if you overthink about this one, you're gonna use all the time on this one podcast. And so if you make 3 podcasts, actually you get more practices in these 3 podcasts rather than you just focusing on this result of this one. So I do feel like inspired. All of these are the practices just, in the journey, and none of it are gonna define who we are. It is already really good that we're stepping out of our comfort zone doing this thing and just trying something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, so just really hope that you're gonna like our podcast. Even if not, it's fine, because just enjoying it. And I mean, thank you, Sahnoune, for joining me this time. Is I feel very encouraged by you, by the things you said as well. And just thank you.
Thanks to you. I just wanted to say those little things. Yeah, you can invite me again, and at any time, just ask me again. Yeah, I didn't have any other experience about podcasts before. Even I'm not really listening that much podcasts, so I know there is many things I have to train. I have to practice about to be shorter in my sentences, making it more short and more clear. There is many things that we can still improve, but like you said, it's better to do many ones, and we will learning from each one than just focusing on just one without any practice, because it's better like that. So we can do other ones, and we'll see how it will definitely be better on the next ones.
Yeah. So thank you for listening, and subscribe my channel if you want, and just comment, let us know what you think. Thank you.